Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
About doing even more, and you were mentioning the priority. Well,
yeah, they don't.
Chovy just gets to walk in. Oh no. Gideon, you're not allowed to do this. Charm is going to connect. That means that he cannot get out of the way. The flash forward, and Chovy picks up the first blood. And it was like they got ran over. Gets the news that he's not even going to have to worry about getting a smite timing. Gen.G going to be walking in at the same time. The close-in from Gen.G is so scary. Hook going to connect there onto Lehens. But he backs away. Keen's moving over. There's an equalizer from Kingen, but now he's going to get closed off. Still, they dive on towards Canyon, who flashes over the wall, tries to get towards Kingen to get out, but that is not going to help him. Empress Divide onto Chovy as they boop away Gideon. These Nongshim health bars are going low, but they're standing up in this team fight really nicely. Kingen getting over as well. He is still looking aggressive. The hook is going to be returned, though, and Ruler just takes down his former bottom lane partner. Extendo Beam not able to take down Keen, but the Grubs are trying to. Ruler might have to try and get out of here, and Jiu's going to be able to get a kill. I don't know about that one from Ruler, and Gideon doesn't even fall. It's a double kill for the Zeri.
I'm going to certify it. I'm going to the fight as well. It wasn't just like they gave up the whole objective to win.
Well, Jiu's going to come on in as that buffer was gorgeous. Gideon unable to use the Keeper's Verdict, and Keen wants to go to the skies. That anchor didn't quite work out there, and to the skies comes down again, and now Jiu's just going to kill both of them.
I don't think it's normally allowed to certify twice, but guess what? I'm going to do it.
No, you have to re-up your certifications.
Yeah, not really the big spike he's looking for necessarily to crush a team fight despite the lead that he has, but Gen.G, 2-dragon lead.
Moving on in here. If he steals this away, that's also feats of strength. As Keeper's Verdict goes completely wide. Canyon walking down the equalizer, though, is a little dangerous. He is just going to tank it to see what he can get done. As Gideon down very low, the Dragon forgotten about by Nongshim. They'll just give that up, but they do manage to back away.
Yeah.
So Soul Point does go to Gen.G.
They feel really comfortable with their position. They're holding on to that vision control, but if they just kind of back away from Otacon and Nongshim keep farming, Nongshim not start Otacon, then it gets a little more stressful. They're starting Otacon, however.
They are indeed starting Otacon. You can see there's a lot of armor and magic resist now missing from Gideon and Jiu.
They're committing.
Yeah, Keeper's Verdict comes down, and the buffer is gorgeous. Down goes Gideon, and now it is just a matter of one smite from Canyon. He goes in, he grabs the Otacon, and now he's on top of Jiu. Will the knockup come on through? The flash out from Kingen, and they are just trying to keep as many alive as they can, but Nongshim, you didn't need to do that.
No, you didn't need to do that. And I get the idea because fully and kind of wipe away some of the scaling aspects we've been talking about with the lead they have is to commit to the Otacon there like that. As Chovy.
Yep. He is elected that it's Zeri that's going to die, as Mega Blast Cone does bring Chovy into the Dragon Pit. This is Chemtech Soul, though, ladies and gentlemen. And Chovy is dashing over walls, looking for some opportunities. Empress Divide's going to throw him back, and it's Canyon that's the target. He throws down the ulti, the equalizer not going to connect, and Canyon somehow survives! Chovy is tanking 2 people, though that's another kill going over to Jiu, as Ruler gets hit by the Extendo Beam. But the fact that Canyon lives really keeps Gen.G in with a shot as far as this Dragon is concerned.
There's no ults here for Nongshim. I don't know if they can actually fight this without Jiu's especially, but with no equalizer, Kingen's gonna have to do some big heavy lifting. He's charging up his heat, and he wants to go in.
Yeah, well, he gets in, he mega codes into the backline as they just evaporate him. Jiu trying to stand his ground. These are some low health bars, an opportunity for the Zeri. Gideon goes in, and down he goes as well. And Jiu, he was a one-man army in the early game, and unfortunately it's not enough later on. As Ruler tanking up this Chemtech Dragon will be able to take that one down.
Wins the fight for them.
And you know what the worst thing is? It's now easier for him to do it. As Chovy goes in, the charm is blocked by Lehens, and yeah, my heart would go on, will go on is what I had in my mind there as the Alistair makes the sacrificial. Looking for that opportunity as never mind. Actually, no, it was Hex Flash, and now he has his real flash up. Calyx is going to be able to grab some bounty gold by taking out this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. Calyx trying to dissuade Canyon from diving underneath the turret solo. I don't think he would have done it necessarily, especially with Gen.G able to push for free here in this mid lane. Creating those man advantages, getting in there, getting control of the jungle. And Nongshim really looking a little worse for wear in this game.
And, I mean, this is just turrets falling like they're nothing, like they're made of paper into 3,000, now 4,000. Red Bull Baron power play here for Gen.G. 8,000 gold the lead. And they're just fishing for any pick. A kill onto a carry means the game ends. Waves are crashing through. Land's looking for an angle.
They feel like they may have identified something here as Canyon throws down the ulti. He's trying to keep himself alive. They're losing their base in response, but the jungler does go down. Now Calyx, a possible angle here, but he is just anchored up and destroyed. Great charm there from Chovy to start it all. And so that spells the end of the inhibitor. It evens it out to a 4v4. And Nongshim, they're already so far behind. Gideon goes in. The equalizer is desperate, but it is on the right position. Ruler going kind of crazy here against you, who just kills him. What? The prediction from Duro! Oh, give this man POM. Recency bias can get out of my video games. I want to write it down right now. This guy is so good. He lands another one. He may fall. He doesn't even die.
Duro, that was insane.
What?
I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said he was good at Nautilus, but that's not exactly the level of play I was expecting. I think that's not a Nautilus thing. That's just a genius God Gamer moment.
Well, he lands yet another hook. This time it is just a sad Kingen who is watching his Nexus explode. It does exactly.
How many deaths do you think Lehens has this game on the Elise? Ooh. I'm going 7+.
I was thinking 7+.
7+.
That was my immediate thought in my.
Very safely come over here for this game.
Oh no.
Yep.
Calyx gonna get jumped on. There's a flash. The flash taunt comes on out there as well. The Winds of War, and there is the shield, but the Colossal Smash. And Chovy, he could tank up that last turret shot. Oh god.
I think he was considering a flash Q on Ju there.
Cocoon going to connect there as Ruler walking up once again. He's slowed as he flashes and just picks up the kill onto Jiu. Up into the air goes the Elise, and down goes Ruler, but that was a crazy play. Sort of made my brain explode a little bit as Kane will find a hookshot into Kingen. In the meantime, Canyon is killing Sejuani. And if you just, the auto was in the air, so there was no way that he was doing anything.
If Canyon gets, if he like...
Here's a dive on the top side of the map as the bailout not quite going to work out here as Gideon survives. And that's a kill going over to Kingen, and they'll also grab themselves a plate. As Keen gonna have to flash, he does manage to live, and Canyon's like, I guess I'll just kill him then. And he does. Gideon's gonna go down though, as now Duro is just fighting off multiple people. Lehen's trying to tank. Duro's able to drink most of his potion, and Kingen will finally get the auto reset to take him down.
I looked for a second like it was
That was so weird.
Kingen can't get me.
Keen not gonna be able to just hookshot onto a person. That's not how that kind of works, as now he might need to get himself out of here. Cocoon gonna connect though, and Keen survives for a little bit longer, but Gideon is just going to put him down. Flail to the back of the head is going to work there, and 10 seconds in the death chamber there for Keen. No teleport means that this dragon should go over to Nongshim pretty comfortably.
And kind of a weird setup there for Gen.G, as they didn't have bottom side prio, they had mid prio, but Chovy didn't ult in, and then Keen just got cut off. It was really well played by Nongshim. Like, Nongshim were like, okay, well, Keen's trying to get in, we're not going to allow that.
Oh, goes down. Looks a lot like an...
we were discussing
it
yesterday if Perfect should just change his name to Chovy.
I really did like that bomb comment idea as the handshake comes on through. Hostile takeover is down as well as Lehens. He's staying alive for a really long time. There are so many sticks into this Elise though, and he is just going to go down. Ruler will get immediately bailed out and then killed again, but he gets a double kill. Kingen, he teleported in. He's looking to see whether he can get even more in this game as Canyon wants to kill Gideon. The flash forward, he'll get his cries, and now he's inside the ghoulie wall. He gets so much of his health back though, and the shield comes in, and it's not enough to save him. The Maiden will be able to get rid of the Pantheon. Man, so similar to those Ouroboros things from that game.
It's a very close game in terms of the gold. The problem is that 3 kills are on a Sejuani and 3 kills are on a Yorick. That's the kind of lines I'm seeing here. It's like, okay, they got something back. It's just not really feeling great as TP is being committed to.
Yeah. Oh, the Justice Punch angle was gorgeous. As now Kingen trying to stay alive, and Keen, he can tank up that turret just long enough. Even the Maiden is going to be put down as Gen.G will eventually win out on that trade and put themselves 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, and look at the lane setup. Well, we won't be able to look at it until we go back to live and it'll be missed. But my point is, after all of this, Victor is still pushing bottom, or can't push bottom side, so they don't really lose anything from the play. This is just really good play and trust between Duro and Ruler in a fight like this. Canyon shows up, Ruler puts the sticks in, has the bailout, and then here...
In the meantime, Duro is dead. And back to your usual programming.
So now Calyx actually did get the push here into the bottom lane, so he's going to pick up some plate gold as well.
Oh, Canyon is going to get cocooned. Ruler is over here though, Lahen's, oh dear. He is going to be able to hop on over towards, oh, that was actually Ruler's little sentinel. That's very cute. As Keen just dives on top of Lahen's, and Lahen's is really dead. The approaching Chovy means that they cannot actually follow up on it, and so thanks for the leash, says Gen.G, and they will be able to take down the Infernal Drake. How does... Well, full vision now picked up. They had that control ward in the pit. Kingen with the push, though, as we can see. The Maiden helping out. Canyon just going to move on over and say thanks for the leash. That was odd. They pick up the feats of strength as there's the Glacial Prison. It connects onto Chovy, though. He's capable of ignoring it. And Duro, he is going to buy some space there. That was a cute little repel attempt, but Lands is still so squishy and will go down. Chovy just walks into the middle of them. The Flash Justice Punch, down goes Gideon. And now even Keen is getting into it because he can deliver Chovy into the top lane. Kingen, he's not out of the woods just yet. Canyon comes on over and gives him a spear. And Gen.G are just kind of styling on him now.
I feel like Canyon always has an empowered Q, like every single time.
I think it's the only version of the Q for Canyon.
Yeah, he comes up, he's like, I stacked it, and you're dead. Yeah, Gromp will survive it this time, but yeah, this is starting to be a bit of a circling up the drain as they almost have control here, right? But Gen.G rotated faster. Chovy has teleport. Canyon had his ultimate, but he doesn't choose to use it. They play it super patiently as Ruler may be in trouble. Maybe not.
Q is dead. Lahen's is dead. And then... What?
Renata Callista. 7-kill Callista.
Yeah, he really utilized the bailout attack speed in order to make that one work.
A shield on a 7-kill Callista.
Yep. We're remembering, aren't we? Why Ruler doesn't get to play this champion ever.
No, I think this was one of those games where probably shouldn't have allowed it. I think they're paying some of the consequences of that, but I think Gen.G are just playing overall the better game, and we can nitpick all we want, but Gen.G's not doing a whole lot of losing. They've only lost 3 games.
And both Gen.G and HLE are going to have to keep up the lossless streak, as Ruler is going to be able to cleanse Gideon, and the Chains of Corruption just go wide. That's a lot of sticks. Fate's Call comes down. 3-man knockup from Duro, and there is the ultimate as well. Jiu is going to get taken out, and Ruler is continuing to hop forward. Gen.G, this combination, when it works, it looks so good. And Nongshim don't have an answer to it, as Keen is going to dive forward. Kingen is put into the Hextech ultimatum, and sometimes ultimatums really do feel bad. That one is certainly one of them.
I mean, we're 20 minutes in.
Break stuff.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, and Gen.G are just like, can we end? 12 seconds here on this Varus. Calyx is at full health and should be able to clear this as Victor, although a Herald? A Herald. Dancing Herald?
Oh god, we might get Dancing
Herald? Question mark?
That would be crazy! As Canyon's gonna get the first charge, the first Nexus turret will go down. Gen.G is so far, it's a 10,000 gold lead at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Shelly is not gonna be dancing because she is dead, unfortunately. And Nongshim's, you know, like, they respawn really fast because it's still quite early. Can't angle. As let's have a look at this one more time from Ruler's perspective.
The problem with the Sejuani that doesn't have any follow-up is that Ruler has cleanse.
Yep.
In live,
they're engaging onto Chovy. The level of possible that a successful outcome from that is quite low. As Otacon hasn't been started just yet. Duro's going to be the one to take the chain CC this time as Canyon moves in. They know that Duro is dead. He gets a nice little handshake though, as now Canyon going forward. I don't know about that one. He flashes away immediately. And Keen, he goes in, he finds the backline, but he ults Gideon just to try and break up this fight. And Gideon, he is definitely a killable target because they are so incredibly far behind. Keen now just on cleanup duty. He finds the hook shot as Calyx with a crying bee is going to be moving away from this. There's the Grand Starfall. He knew that he was dead. And a gargoyle delivery as well is going to come in as Chovy realizes that they can just walk in the front door because they've already destroyed most of this space.
Yeah, I think he's pretty happy to just walk up and say, yeah, 21.5 minutes in. I think that sounds about right.
Is this the shortest game of this season?
I'm looking.
Because I think it might just be. I don't think we've seen anything sub 20 minutes. And yeah, this is an absolute shellacking. Ruler dancing around the Nexus will put the last stick in there. And damn, that was a statement game for Gen.